Discipline is an illusion. It's really all about your habits. Say that again. Discipline is an illusion. It's really all about your habits. One more time. Discipline is an illusion. It's really all about your habits because it really just takes enough discipline to make something a habit before you actually take that leap or make that next step in life. My name is Michael Douglas, and this is Mindset Matters TV. And before I get further, I got to shout out Aziz Ali, one of my former mentors, and that's something that he drilled into us for years and years and years. And, you know, the older I get, the more obvious it becomes. Because they say it takes 21 days to make a habit, and it takes 90 days to make a lifestyle. So how do you get to 21 days of doing something that you don't really find enjoyable? Like for a lot of people, it's working out, right? So it's the same thing as far as there's a saying that says, there's a question that says, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is one bite at a time. So basically what that means is you do just enough to feel like you did something, but you don't overdo it to feel like it's too much. I hope that makes sense. Maybe I'm not saying it right. I hate to make excuses, but I got a lot on my mind right now, but I had to get this out. So there's this thing called, I think it's called the 2-minute method. So basically, if you want to start working out and you know you need to start working out, but you just, for whatever reason, you can't get out of your own way because you're so worried about how many sets you got to do, how many reps you got to do. Well, the first thing you want to do is just go put on your gym clothes, right? Put on your gym sneakers. And that's the first step to actually working out. So even if you put them on, get to the car and change your mind, guess what? You still took action towards your goal. So the next day, you put your clothes on, you put your shoes on, and you might actually drive to the gym. And you might go in, you might not. But guess what? You did better than you did the day before. So the third day, you get up, you put your clothes on, you put your shoes on. Chances are you're gonna go ahead and go to the gym and do a couple sets or something, right? That's just human nature. So what that does is it creates a habit without you having to focus on, quote unquote, being disciplined. Because all you're doing is what we call the Kaizen method, 1% better a day. You just want to be 1% better today than you were yesterday. So eventually, you'll go from just putting your workout clothes on and your sneakers on to actually going to the gym every day, or every other day, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever it is that you kind of start out with. And then eventually, next thing you know, you got your 21 days in. And then after you get the 21 days in, you've already created the habit, back to that word again, that's gonna lead to the lifestyle that where you don't even feel right if you don't get up and go work out every day or whatever your schedule you come up with, 4, 5, 6 days a week, whatever it is. So I hope that makes sense. And yeah, so Pardon me for the delay. Somebody rolling up on me kind of made me a little paranoid. But eventually, what I'm getting at is, if you just start where you are with what you have and keep going and keep applying the Kaizen method, which is 1% better a day, eventually you'll be working out twice a day like me and a whole lot of other people, right? Because now I'm at the point where if I don't work out, my days don't go right. And anybody who works out will tell you that it didn't start out like that for them, but that's how it usually ends up. So before I go, I just want to talk real quick about some things that, nobody really talks about when they're rebuilding, because this channel is all about rebuilding. So shout out to you. Oh yeah, my name is Michael Douglas. This is Mindset Matters TV. If you're getting any value out of this, please share the channel. Doing everything in my power to grow this channel. I appreciate everyone who's sharing, commenting. Appreciate the donations as well. But yeah, nobody talks about the part where you're rebuilding with no income, little income, very little support, and still choosing not to quit. People share the comeback stories, but they don't talk about the rough days. They just kind of like skip right all past that, make it seem like it's, an easy thing to do, which is not. The mental battles, the moments of doubt. It's kind of hard when you feel like you have to do everything by yourself. And, this challenge is for people that's rebuilding through adversity like myself. You don't know, I was falsely arrested while I was on the road. I was running my logistics business. And then all of a sudden, it came to a halt over false allegations. And I'm still bouncing back from that, but I refuse to quit. And that's why I actually started this YouTube channel, because I know there's got to be somebody out here who's going through something similar. So, yeah, I'm documenting the rebuild. And if you're into personal development, you're an overcomer, you're rebuilding, you're definitely in the right place. So I need you to follow this page if you believe comebacks are real. And I need you to share this message with anybody who needs any type of motivation or assistance when it comes to mindset. Because at the end of the day, you're not gonna outgrow your mindset. You're not gonna outwork your mindset. So I'm at the park, about to get this workout in. I think I got everything off my chest I wanted to say. Your vibe is your reality. That's something else I wanted to get into. Matter of fact, that's a whole nother video. And you have not because you asked not. I don't know where these gems just came from, but I had to get them out. I don't know who that was for, but I know it's for somebody. So let me get on out of here. Before I go, I always have to leave y'all with my favorite gem. It goes like this. Either your mind will expand to match your money, or your money will just start to shrink to match your mind. Let's go, y'all.